Mars, James Gunn, and 3D printed buildings?
All on Geek This Week.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Geek This Week. I'm X.
I'm Max Hartley.
And we're gonna get started. This week in gaming, Far Cry 5's newest DLC proves to, yet again, be a disappointment. As is the problem with most exploration-based first-person shooters nowadays, the DLC is initially exciting and fresh, but the lack of unique enemies turns the Mars landscape into a tedious, straightforward journey through a set of dull red rocks. In fact, one of the required missions is so tedious that it has you searching the large, relatively empty map for collectibles. The area also saw the return of map towers, and due to the density of the towers, activating all of them isn't quite as fun as anyone would have hoped. According to Kotaku, you'll be spending all of your time on Mars wishing you were back on Earth.
Halo Infinite, the next game in the Halo franchise, will not have a Battle Royale mode. Due to the ever-rising popularity of the Battle Royale genre, it was only a matter of time before 343 Industries had to announce whether or not they'd be taking part in this trend. In a livestream hosted last week on Halo's Mixer channel, developers for the game had a small Q&A with the fans on their upcoming release. On stream, 343 writer Jeff Easterling, aka Grim Brother 1, responded to the query with, "I'll tell you right now, the only BR we're interested in is Battle Rifle, the original BR. So, calm yourself." It seems like 343 will be leaving the Battle Royale genre for PUBG and Fortnite.
Middle-earth: Shadow of War has received a massive quality of life update. The update has not only removed the market and improved the post-game, but they also added a Bokoblin mask-esque item that makes orcs think you're no longer a threat. It also raises the level cap to 80 and adds new prestige skills, as well as new skins and improvements to the Nemesis system, as well as the ability to turn off the Savior feature. This update should definitely help breathe some life back into Mordor.
This week in movies, director James Gunn has been fired from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The move came after several Twitter users discovered some old tweets where Gunn joked about pedophilia, among other things. Though these tweets are old, coming from 2009 to 2012, and the attack seems to be targeted because of such, Disney says the tweets are indefensible and inconsistent with the studio's values, and that they completely cut their business relationship with the director. Regardless of how much time has passed, he understands and accepts the business decisions taken, and he takes full responsibility for the way he conducted himself then. We're sad to see such a beloved director go, but we understand his decision.
This week in tech, due to a recent decision from the EU, the Android operating system may no longer be free. Recently, the EU fined Google $5 billion for forcing the Google Search and Chrome apps to be installed with the operating system. And in response, Google CEO Sundar Pichai issued a grave warning. If phone makers and mobile network operators couldn't include their apps, it would upset the balance of the Android ecosystem. The decision, in its entirety, states that phone makers can no longer be forced to include Google's native apps and could instead bundle their own. It's assumed that even with this decision, though, a large majority of Android users will still seek out and install Google's apps. But Pichai warned there must be a careful balance.
A new type of 3D printer can now print buildings up to 50 feet tall. The device, known as the S500, is a newly announced construction printer created by the Russian company AMT Spetsavia. This kind of technological wonder was previously accomplished by the same company's S300 model printers. But now they claim that their 500 model is completely capable of printing not only a second floor, but a stable roof as well. Both models are in their prototype stages, but this should definitely help to curb homelessness everywhere.
This week in anime, the first episode of Attack on Titan Season 3 should definitely have aired by the time this video comes out. Unlike last season, Season 3 is not only being simul-subbed by Crunchyroll, as per usual, but it has been announced that the anime is being simul-dubbed. That's right, whatever your preference, it's on Crunchyroll right now.
And lastly, this week in science, a new armored dinosaur has been discovered. Echinocephalus johnsoni, better known as Thorny Head, was found in Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument in central Utah. The fossil is not only 76 million years old, but is also the most complete ankylosaurid fossil found in the southwestern United States. This tank-like creature was covered in thick bony plates and stood low to the ground at around 4.5 feet tall and 15 feet long. After 4 years, the fossil is completed and is now viewable at the Natural History Museum of Utah. We just hope more discoveries like this will surface with time.
And that's it for this week's episode of Geek This Week. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever anything goes live. And we'll catch you geeks
next week.